Okay.
Okay, we're going live. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all keeping well. I don't think we have any apologies for absence. Can we approve the minutes of the last meeting as true record?
Move them, Chair.
Okay, thank you. We have an extra item on the agenda, which is Michael's paper, and we'll take that at item 14. I don't think I have any announcements, except I hope you're all well and keeping safe in this ever increasing difficult time. There's been a series of meetings across the weekend and Friday and last night that Jack and I are placing, and obviously the situation is getting a lot more serious now, and let's hope we can contain the situation. Can I draw members' attention to item 5, declaration of interest? And then we go on to the first key decisions.
Can I make a declaration of interest, Leader, please, in item 9, because I'm a board member of WDH.
Okay, thank you very much, Jackie. Right, the first item then is modern slavery and human trafficking. Maureen.
Yeah, thank you, Leader. Yeah, the purpose of this report is to highlight the action taken by the Council to prevent slavery and human trafficking within its business and supply chains, and to approve the modern day and trafficking transparency statement. In publishing the transparency statement, it ensures the Council will be complying with its statutory duty under the Modern Slavery Act. Modern slavery is a crime resulting in abuse of human rights, and many organisations are already taking action to promote ethical business practices and policies that protect workers from being abused and exploited. From November 2015, it became a statutory requirement for local authorities to report all trafficking victims to the Secretary of State. To ensure that the Council plays no part in slavery and human trafficking within its own business, either consciously or not, it has altered its procurement requirements. The option is outlined, or the recommendation is outlined at 3.1, and that is that the Cabinet approves the modern slavery and human trafficking transparency statement, which is appended to the report.
Okay, thank you for that, Maureen. Any comments, any questions? Faith.
Thank you, Leader. Thank you, Maureen. I welcome this report this morning. My question is regarding the training on modern slavery and human trafficking that's available to the staff, which is referred to on agenda page 27 and agenda page 30. Can you tell us more about how the training is promoted? So is it accessible to all staff, so not just those that are office based? And how do we ensure that our contractors and service providers are also delivering and accessing the training? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that, Faith. Yeah, well, first of all, we've updated our website with the information about the referral pathways. And we do work with the police and the Office of the Crime Commissioner to develop the agenda for the Bronze Serious Organised Crime meetings, which ensures that there's a greater focus on trafficking and slavery. The Council has delivered training to Council teams and partner organisations on what slavery and trafficking is and the signs that they need to be aware of and how to report it. And the website does contain information about trafficking and slavery and what support and training is available to colleagues. We do have limited resources, but we do have within the cohesion team people that will do training to anyone that requires it. As I say, we have done it through the community safety partnership with our partners as well. So if it is something that you're looking at, Faith, then we can have a conversation away from the meeting.
That's great. Thank you, Maureen.
Okay, anyone else? Any comments or any questions? Okay, can we agree the report?
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
Thank you. The next item is the Pontefract Monkhill Station. Councillor Morley.
Thank you for that, Leader. Yes, really pleased to present this report today for better disabled access and disability access to Pontefract Monkhill Station. We've all heard the horror stories of people catching trains from Leeds back to Pontefract. They've actually carried on to Nottingham to get off the train and to get onto a train coming back to Pontefract, so they can just get off the train. It's absolutely been terrible for lots of local residents in Pontefract. So the money we're committing today through the government's Access for All funding, through the council's capital programme, through the combined authority and through the train companies, we'll be able to get this sorted out now with a brilliant, fabulous bridge put over the train station with lifts and what have you. So I think it's a real positive. The local members and the local MP, along with community groups, have campaigned for many, many years for this. I'm really pleased today that we can present this at Cabinet and we can move the scheme on. Now I think it'll be well accepted by local residents within Pontefract. So with that, I move the report and recommend option A, I think it is, Madam Leader, that we recommend option 1, yes. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Any comments, any questions?
Comments?
Yes, fine.
Yeah, I just want to echo Councillor Morley's words that I know local residents and local members have been campaigning and pushing for this for a long, long time now. So I'm sure they're going to be absolutely delighted. And it is something that's going to be a huge benefit. So it's really good news.
Yeah, I think we can agree it really is good news, as you say, Jackie. Local members and the community groups have been pushing for this a long time, so it's finally come to fruition. So it's excellent news for everyone. So can we agree the report? Thank you.
Agreed.
Agreed.
The next item is the Transforming Cities Fund. Matthew, you're on again.
Thank you, Madam Leader. Yes, this is a grant allocation from the government devolved down through the West Yorkshire Combined Authority of up to £37 million of ways we can look at improving public transport around the district, especially within the Wakefield, Pontefract, Castleford areas. We can also look to use this funding as well to improve our environmental urban areas as well, public realms. So there's a number of schemes to improve parts of Wakefield precinct, and also looking at schemes in Pontefract for better public access as well. So it's going to be a really exciting scheme. There has been a series of meetings with local members. Then meetings will carry on, and there will be some consultation with public as well, so they can feed into this. So really looking forward to this scheme. It's going to be fabulous news, the investment into the complete Wakefield district. So with that, I'd like to move the report, Madam Leader.
Thank you for that, Matthew. Jack, you've got a comment.
Yes, thank you, Leader. I really welcome this report, Matthew. I think it's an exciting opportunity for Wakefield. The level of funding that we're talking about, 37 million, has the potential to be a real game changer, and that's an often used phrase at the moment, but I think this does, in terms of how it can promote cycling, bus reliability. This money is going to go a long way and make a big difference to our district, both environmentally and in improving transport links. So it's a really welcome opportunity, and I'm looking forward to seeing this progress.
Thank you for that comment, Jack. Anyone else got any comments or questions? Okay, can we agree the report? Thank you for that, Matthew. And item 9 is some more good news, I think, for Pontefract. Darren.
Thank you, Leader. Some more exciting news for Pontefract. If I can draw your attention to agenda page 56, which is the last page of the report. The very last paragraph, I think, sums up what this is trying to do to facilitate improvements in this important gateway into Pontefract that will build on the town's excellent foundations. And this is the first step in the efforts to guide the transformation process and realise our vision for Pontefract as a cultural destination, as well as being very well connected and a vibrant town centre and a sustainable community. By us retaining Kiko's nightclub on that main gateway as you come into Pontefract from the M62 and demolishing it by using a grant from our £10 million Town Centre Regeneration Fund, this will open up that initial gateway and the initial scenes that people see when first entering that town and make a huge impact. It will also then directly feed into the master plan, which will give us more flexibility to bring forward further developments in Pontefract. So by taking the report as it's stated in full, I would sincerely recommend that we adopt this plan in full.
Okay, thank you for that, Darren. I think we've waited a long time. It looks an absolute eyesore. I think in the past people enjoyed going to Kiko's. Before my time,
of course.
But I just think that it's been really problematic sitting there at the entrance, a key site into the city, and I think the main thing is to get it down as quickly as we can. So thank you for that, Darren. Anyone else want to comment? Can we all agree the report?
Agreed.
Thank you. The next item is the financial health report. This report is to update Cabinet on the budget position for the current financial year. I'm pleased to be able to say that the Council is looking at balanced budget for this year, but the forecast, the budget gap is 14.6 million, which will obviously impact on the finances in both this and the next financial year. You'll notice that paragraph 9.1, there's a request that we give £70,000 of funding to the Orchard Park. I don't think at a time like this we actually can do this, so I'm recommending that we don't actually do this. They have had a considerable amount of funding from the Council earlier this year, and I think that they will actually have to manage within the money that has already been allocated. There are a number of organisations looking for money, and we've got problems ourselves. So I think we need to be really careful where we allocate money. So at this time, I'm not recommending that we allocate 70,000 to the sculpture park. So the recommendation in this report is to note the financial balanced budget and not to approve the capital funding of £70,000 to the sculpture park. Okay, thank you for that, Maureen. Yeah. Okay, so we agree the report. Neil, is anything you want to say?
Thank you, Leader. Yes, just to pick up on your comment around the COVID budget gap of 14.6 million. We've got a more up-to-date figure on that one. It's just slightly increased to £15.1 million because of continuation of reductions in income and additional spend. So that number's going slightly back on the wrong way, but that will manifest into next financial year because the reduction in business rates and council tax that we're seeing within that number is actually around £40 million. Some of that is covered by government funding for the extended business rates discounts, but the incidence of that gap will go into the next financial year. So I think I'm absolutely right in terms of the good news in terms of balancing this year's budget. But I think as we look to the next item on the agenda, the financial challenges facing the council looking into next year remain significant. But yes, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks for that, Neil. So we can agree that report. The next item is the medium financial strategy. The financial climate for the council, as Neil said, is very challenging. We're facing a rising demand for services to our residents and having to manage the immediate COVID budget gap. There's a lot of uncertainty about future funding and the impact of Brexit and the long-term effect on the economy. The table on page I can't read my writing. 1.18, the agenda gap shows the council is potentially facing a £57 million gap over the next 4 years. This is a significant challenge after a decade of cuts to our funding. I've made it clear to officers that our priority is to support our residents many of them who need us now more than ever. Over the next few weeks, we'll be engaging with our residents and businesses and forming the views on our initial budget proposals for the next year, and it will come to Cabinet in December. I think it's important that we let the public know our issues and what the problems are and ask them what their priorities are. So the recommendation is to approve the medium-term strategy and to delegate authority to the Chief Financial Officer to make minor changes to the strategy and to update it to reflect the implications from the 2001-2022 local government finance settlement, 2001-21 and 1022 budget for approved to full council in February next year. Any questions or comments? Jack?
Yes, thank you, Leader. I'm in full support of the financial strategy. Obviously, it's very difficult times that we're living in, and the council's having to do the best it can with the resources we've got. My question was actually on the previous item, but I think Neil might be able to assist at this point. I was just wondering, Neil, the government has, in the last 24 hours, announced that there may be some additional support for councils financially to the tune of £500 million. Now, obviously, in the grand scheme of the country, that's not going to be a lot of money for Wakefield. But I wondered if we had a breakdown of how much extra funding we might be receiving from that.
Thank you. To be honest, we're still waiting for the information. So government's made the announcement, but has yet to sort of follow that up with the allocations. I mean, the £1 billion additional funding, if it is additional, it could mean another £6 million to the council, but based on previous tranches of funding. My caveat on that one is that government's tended to change the allocation bases as it's run through the different tranches of funding. So the first one was population based, then it moved into sort of population and deprivation. So I'm hoping it would be around £6 million, recognising Wakefield's gap and the additional spend and reduced income that we're getting. And to be honest, I'm expecting those additional costs to only rise as we come through the next few weeks and months as the impact of the pandemic continues and things. So to answer your question, Jack, around £6 million is what I'd hope for, and I'll be able to confirm that for members as soon as we get the allocations from government.
Okay, thanks for that, Neil. We agree the reports then. Thank you very much. The next item is Margaret's report on the Newton Hill Community School.
Thank you, Leader. Yes, as members can see from the report, in January 2017, Cabinet approved a budget of £2.5 million to expand Newton Hill Community School. This was to provide an extra 210 school places. As an authority, we have a statutory duty to ensure that we can meet the demand in areas and support Wakefield Council to fulfil that statutory duty. At the time, it went out to tender. The actual tendering process, the people that came in with it came in under budget, which was good until the work actually started, and then it was found that there were some bell pits which needed grouting before the scheme could commence. This, at the time, the unexpected works created an extra costing of £426,151, and that, of course, this has impacted on the overall cost of the programme and scheme. The recommendation is to note that the school expansion project at Newton Hill Community School exceeded the capital budget previously approved at Cabinet on the 24th of January 2017. But I would also draw your attention to the financial implications at 10.1, which details the school's capital grant allocations provided by the council from the government include a basic need allocation, which is intended to meet the provision of pupil places. Unfortunately, this was something that was not foreseen, but under our statutory duties, we need this scheme to go ahead. It has gone ahead, and it's providing the extra places that are needed in this area. Therefore, I would like to move the recommendation that we note that the school expansion project at Newton Hill Community School exceeded the capital budget previously approved at Cabinet on the 24th of January 2017, Resolution H5, by £262,405. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Margaret. Matthew, you have a comment.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to echo the views that you raised there, Margaret, regarding the expansion. The places have been much needed within the Stanley, Outwood, Wakefield North area. It's one of the things that does come up time and time again with local constituents, the concern about school places. So it's one thing. I know that it's cost additional money, but I do think it's been worthwhile making sure we've got them extra additional places in that area, and the local community do support the expansion of the school. As you know, it is something that's been desperately needed. So I do echo all them comments, and thank you very much for the work you've done on this, Margaret.
Thank you for that, Matthew. Anyone else? Any comments or any questions? Obviously good news for the community and for the school. Thank you for that, Margaret. Can we agree the report? Thank you. Item 13, Michael, it's the annual complaints report. Let's hope there are not too many.
Thanks, Denise, and I think the graveyard shift is a good place to have complaints. So this report provides Cabinet with a copy of the annual complaints report, and it gives some summaries of the trends that we found. So I'll just start off by saying that as a council, we want to deliver the very best services for the residents of the Wakefield district. And like all big organisations, you'd expect to get complaints when things don't go perfectly. As you can see, there has been a slight rise in the complaints this year of around 4%. And if you look at the agenda on page 150, you can see the reasons why customers complain. I think what's great about the people of the Wakefield district is that they'll tell you how it is, and they call a spade a spade. If something isn't right or they're not happy, they'll let you know about it. And as a council, we want to know when things don't go how the people expect. One of the things most important about this whole report is the learning from the complaints. It's absolutely vital that as a council, we use the intelligence provided by customers to help us shape our services and make them better. And you'll be able to see in Appendix A some of the things that we've been doing, some of the learning that we've carried out, what services have done differently, and how that's impacted and improved experience for the residents. So with that, I'll ask Cabinet to note the content and endorse the actions that are set out in point 10.
Thank you for that, Michael. Anyone want to comment?
Yes, please. Yes, please, if I may.
Yes, yeah.
Leader. Yeah, I mean, I think I want to draw people's attention to agenda page 170, and of course the waste service, and 382 complaints of missed bins. I think we need to put that into context. There are 441,000 bins across the district, so the 382 is less than 1% of people were reported that their bins had been missed, and I think that's a testament to our waste service that we are actually as good as we are.
Thank you for that, Maureen. I'm sure we'll all agree with that. Matthew, you have a comment.
Just to say, Leader, we're nearly a decade of cuts to the council, of austerity measures that have taken place. I still think we do some fantastic work where we've got less people on the ground, we've got less people working for the council, less money to do what we did in the past. I still think we provide some excellent services, and obviously when complaints do come in, there needs to be a learning lesson from all of them, and how we can continue to improve them services. So I just want to pay tribute to the entire staff across this council for the amazing work they do, and obviously take on board the comments within this report. So thank you to Michael for fetching the report today.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, can we accept the report? Thanks very much. Michael, you've got an extra item now, the Gigabyte voucher scheme.
Yeah, thanks, Denise. So this report is asking for approval from Cabinet to accept funding from Wakefield of up to £300,000. and this will be to implement a grants funding scheme which will offer £7,000 for businesses and £2,500 for residents. And the main purpose of this is to enable gigabit connections across the district. As we know, in the COVID pandemic, it really has stressed to us the importance of having a good internet connection at home. There are households across this district who don't have ultra-fast connections, and they haven't done for a long time, even before the pandemic. There's obviously huge benefits that come with having a good internet connection. It can increase educational attainment. It can obviously allow you to work from home, which will benefit the environment. And as a council, it can help us improve social care delivery. This project, if this funding's approved, is perfect for our priorities as a council because it enables social and economic benefits to the most excluded. I think this gives us a great opportunity to look at the criteria that go behind this project and who we help first. There's a lot of people who suffer from low speeds, but there's also a lot of people who have been disproportionately affected by the COVID pandemic. And I think it's up to us to look to help them get back on their feet. What I will point out with this funding is it might seem like a lot of money to some people, £300,000, and it is, but unfortunately it won't help everyone in the district who suffers from really slow internet connectivity or none at all. But what it will potentially benefit up to 250 postcodes across the Wakefield district. So it's definitely no small feat, and I think it's a fantastic opportunity for us. So with that, I'll ask Cabinet to approve the recommendations set out in 3.1, and I'm happy to take any questions or comments.
Great, thanks, Michael. Any questions or comments? No? Can we agree the report?
Agreed.
Thank you very much. Okay, brings us to the end of our agenda. Thanks very much, everybody, and keep safe and look after yourselves. Bye.
Keep safe. Thank you.